Hey, it's Dougie Wood, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about my top 5 SharePoint Pages features. So this is going to have a mix of different features. Hopefully you've not seen a lot of them before and you're going to learn something new as we go along together. So I'm going to start off first with looking at properties. Now when you edit your page, you can add web parts including the properties, the page properties. Now, when you click on add properties, you'll notice across the top, you can click on add, and there's only title to start with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and create some more properties inside of this page library that I can then pull through onto the page. To do this, I need to click on the cog across the top corner, then click on Site Contents. This will take me to a page that looks a bit like this, and then I need to select on Site Pages. Now, Site Pages is just like any other document library. We can choose to add columns to it if we wanted to. So I can click on Add Column, and then just like in a document library, we've got text, choices, date and time, multiple lines of text, but I'm going to select a choice field, and this is going to be my type of page, or maybe it's going to be my department that it relates to. So I might put in it HR, IT, sales. I can also color code them just like you can do in any other type of field. And then I'm going to click on save. Now that will then add my new column to my page. So if I just go back to my page, refresh the page, and I'm then going to select my properties. And now under department, I'm going to select department, and under page details, I need to specify what the department of this page is or who owns this. So now you can see under properties, I've got department, and I select this is IT. So it's IT that own this particular page. So now we've got this as a nice little tag. It works quite well if you add a section, maybe like a vertical section, and then you could add this to this area here, maybe even select a different sort of background. That doesn't work very well with the grey, but you can see now we've got a property for the page. We can see that it's IT. Now you could do all sorts of different tags that you could add to the page as properties, from departments to content owners, to is that a policy, is that a procedure? There's so many different things that you could get to show up as on the page. So that was our first top tip of a feature of pages that you may not yet know. The second, which we've already kind of alluded to here, is we can also change now the sections to have custom backgrounds. So you can see here, Microsoft have already started providing backgrounds here that we can choose from, different layouts, or we can choose to go into advanced editing, and we can even do things like cropping it down. Click on save, and there we go, we've got a slightly different layout here. You can also change the background, upload your own images, or even use the Microsoft stock image library. Now if you just search the word background, you'll find loads of different types of backgrounds that you can fill in here. So I'm just going to select on this, and again that's just going to change that to add my image on top of here. So we can change this, use this as a nice way of playing around with different kind of backgrounds to kind of bring your brand and your theme onto your SharePoint pages to make them really pop and stand out and improve that user interface. So that was our second feature. A third feature relates to spelling mistakes. Now this might be you might have been working and noticed that there is a spelling mistake that's not been flagged. Or maybe there's a certain word, especially like product names and things like that, which you don't want to necessarily be flagging to people that it's a spelling mistake. So if I was to type into here, this is and let's just misspell spelling mistake. So we can see that it's flagging this to us that there is actually, in fact, a spelling mistake on the page. Now, if I select page details across the top, you can see here, there's actually a section say use editor to check spelling, grammar, and more. And you can choose to turn that on and off if we wanted to. So you can have spelling checker on if you wanted to. Say, for example, if we realize there wasn't a spell check going on, it might be that this has been turned off and we need to turn it back on again for spelling to take place. Or it might be that this is a name of a product and we don't want it to flag as a spelling mistake, so we can turn that off on the page as well. So that was our third top tip for SharePoint site pages. The fourth relates to the header layouts. Now, across the top up here, we've got the ability to change the layouts of this. Now, this is just the default, which comes when you're editing a page, but you can change it. And it's surprising how many people don't know this, that actually you can change it to be, say, an image and title. So we can put the title over the image. We can make it plain, so you don't have to have an image at all. Some people don't like the fact that they have to keep specifying different images on different pages and things like that, and they find it clunky, and maybe they don't have a lot of brand images, so you can choose to remove it if you wanted to. You can also choose to have a color block, which is a much bigger background with a title text on it. So, for example, this might be, I'll say, health and safety policy page, or whatever it is. And what we can then do, we can change that background image. So let's say, for example, we change this to browse images, stock images. Let's just have a look for health and safety, just see what comes up in here. So we've got different masks and things like that. But let's select maybe it's construction, industry, or manufacturing. And there we go. That looks much better now. In fact, we can even set the focal point. So if we want to just bring this down a little bit, so the helmets kind of match up with that box. And there we go. This looks way better than it did before. And then before we jump into our final tip for SharePoint site pages, I just wanted to ask a quick favor. If you're enjoying this video, then please like and subscribe. Also, if you need any professional assistance with your SharePoint site, then you can get in contact with me either with the link in the description of this video, or on the bio section of my page. You can click on the contact link here, fill out the contact form and get in touch with me. Also, I have now over a few hundred different members. Now, my memberships are only 99p. There's only one membership, it's 99p, and you will get exclusive access to a bunch of membership materials, including a 6-part series of a SharePoint Training Fundamentals course. As well as that, you will also get access to a how to build a SharePoint intranet course, and you're getting priority responses in my members Q&A. So if you've got any questions related to SharePoint, you can ask them there and you'll get a priority response from me. So go and check that out. As I say, it's only 99p. There's already hundreds of members making full advantage of that. So go join them, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the membership side of my YouTube channel. So then we've got our final tip when it comes to SharePoint site pages. And I think this is really underrated. But in the title area of our page, you've got this text above title. Now, this will give you a little box. So say, for example, this might be a policy. This will give you a subtle little area here, which is almost like a category or a tag or some way of summarizing what that page is. So it might be a policy, it might be a procedure, it might be a form. It could be related to a department. So I know that I've got my department listed down here, but it might be departments that you wanted to put the name on of something here. It might be related to a country. So it might be that we put that this is related to the UK. It could be related to a business unit or a department, or there's so many things that could potentially be related to, and I've seen used in many different ways. But it provides a level of context to the page that is over and above the kind of title of the page. Now, this is really useful, especially if you're creating almost like a wiki, a SharePoint wiki, or a set of SharePoint wiki pages, which there's multiple of them that a user could potentially be going through, and it helps them visually understand that they're still part, although the page has changed, it's a different page, they're still contextually inside of the same kind of area. So you can achieve that with like page properties, but I really like the fact that you can get this to stand out at the top of a page so people know it's policy and it's a health and that's a mouthful, health and safety policy page that they're looking at. So that's my final tip for SharePoint site pages. I hope you enjoyed them. As I say, if you did, please like the video. Also subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that alert button so you can get notified of any new videos which get launched roughly on a weekly basis at the moment. You can also contact us. So if you need any assistance with a SharePoint project, contact us. There's a link in the description. There's also a link on my bio, and you can get in contact with us today and we can talk about how you can successfully launch your new SharePoint site and make sure that it's properly adopted, and we can support you with any of your SharePoint needs. Thank you for watching this video and keep your eyes peeled for the next SharePoint video. Thank you.